he's trying to figure out an avenue where we can make music content, not get in trouble, not get the company in trouble, not get ourselves in trouble. And he is sincerely trying to find that avenue.
Yeah.
And he's trying to figure out who to speak with. It hasn't been Dave. It hasn't been Dan. It hasn't been Gaz. Like, no one will give him or us just a straight answer being like, you can do this, you can do that.
Which I'm sure
you
is
can't do
frustrating
this, you can't do that.
while you're trying to grow a brand.
Yes. So I understand his frustration. I do not think that he was singling anybody out or trying to like get them fired or anything like that.
It's the Rundown Tuesday, March 25th, and today's show is brought to you by our friends at Gametime. The best part of college basketball is here, and we know you're as excited as we are to watch some of the big upsets throughout the tournament. While we're streaming in the cave, you can get out to see the action in person with Gametime, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Gametime makes getting tickets easier and faster. Prices on the app actually go down the closer that it gets to showtime. Plus, Gametime Picks makes futures easy to find the great deals on the seats that you want. You can find last-minute tickets for the tournament at up to 60% off quickly and easily. Just pull up your chosen event and turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Gametime Picks deals for your Gametime app homepage. You were just looking at some tickets of what it would actually be like in San Francisco, right?
I was. Right now, it's a super deal. Top 1% value, lower. So you're in 122, row 1 in San Francisco. And if you're an SEC fan, this is the game you're going to want to go to, or games you're going to want to go to.
Huge SEC heads out
Arkansas
in San Francisco.
versus Texas and Florida versus Maryland. It might not be a bunch of SEC heads there, but there might be if you go over to Gametime right now. Again, top 1%, super deal. So if you want to go see Florida kick some ass, if you want to see Arkansas, Texas kick some ass or kick each other's ass, get on a plane. Your tickets to the game will be heavily discounted, so you can use the rest on your funds to get to San Francisco. So make sure you check out Gametime.
Take out the guesswork of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code RUNDOWN for your $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code RUNDOWN for $20 off. Download the Gametime app. What time is it? Game time.
Gametime.
What is that from? What time is it?
Game time.
Oh, that was the old like Madden games.
What time is it?
Yeah.
Game time.
EA
Who rocks in the
Sports.
house?
What
Are you
time
sure
is
it's
it?
that's what it's
No,
from?
Who
that's
rocks in
Under
the house?
Armour, right? What time is it? Oh no, that's we must protect this house. Anyway, speaking of protecting this house, we have to protect the Barstool house from something that you're involved in.
Kinda.
No, you're not kinda. You're a co-host.
Well, ask me questions then. You
Okay.
can be the interviewer. I'll be the
Oh, I love this.
interviewee.
All right.
And I'll be the middleman.
Yeah, you can be the arbiter.
Let's get into it a little bit about what happened. First of all, Barstool, what was it?
Backstage.
Backstage, yeah. I always think backyard, backstage. So what was the original beef?
There is no original beef. It's not a beef. We did the live stream of the Bracket Busters last week, and out of nowhere, Dave said that Barstool Backstage is canceled. I had not heard that yet. I learned about it like everybody else, and I learned about it when Dave said that on the stream. So, and the reasoning was because we weren't bringing in enough revenue to counteract the lawsuits that were Barstool, as an entire company, was getting thrown at them from different media outlets or music outlets across the country. So we were easy bait to cut, which I fully understand that from Barstool and Portnoy and whoever are the powers that be perspective. Dante is pissed because there's other brands doing it too who aren't getting publicly called out like we did. I understand it from his perspective. Now, for everything that's happened in the last 24 hours, I am not on those emails. I am learning about this 10 minutes ago, just like the rest of you guys did. So
How glad are you that you're not on those emails?
I could not be. Like, I feel bad because there's people that are involved that are that have been trying to get a job here for 5 years now. We started this podcast 5 years ago, and they've been working their ass off behind the scenes, building the brands accounts, editing, producing, paying out of pocket to take flights to go interview people in Nashville and Virginia and otherwise. Like, we've spent a lot of money on this to put out good content. So
Dressed
I understand
up like Guar.
Yeah, with Guar we did last year. ironically enough, we're in the middle of an interview that we're going to have to bank, hopefully, that we can release it with Jeff Bridges right now. Like being recorded
that's a great interview.
As we speak. Warren Haynes wants to come into the office on Friday. He's one of the all-time great guitarists. So there are ways for Barstool Backstage to make money and to put out good content. It's just like a chicken and an egg type thing. It's like for that Kamala video that they talked me into doing a couple months back, like I fronted that money. That was $3,000 for flights and hotels and everything, you know, like I understand Dante's frustration because it's not like nobody cares about it outside of us who have been working on building that product. So, but like as far as the whole KFC and Dante beef right now, I will say I'm like 85% on Dante's side for this one.
Oh, okay.
Can I, as a middle person, can I say something?
Yes.
So you said multiple brands. From what I understand, there was the person that Dante is calling out, it wasn't necessarily his brand. It's just something he was doing on the side as his own personal thing, but happened to have Barstool logos in the background.
Yes.
So since it's not technically a brand, do you think it was right for Dante to call out this specific guy for doing stuff on his own time?
So every detail that you just said right there, those are all the details I got.
Okay.
I do not see those conversations. I didn't know Dante
I didn't see them
did this.
either. I'm learning
said,
about it this morning.
So am I. So I don't know. But what I do know that there is frustration that other brands are still doing what we got in trouble for. Mm-hmm. And
like who?
I don't know. I don't know. I do know it was Barstool as a whole that, and not just Barstool, like Complex Magazine, Rolling Stone Magazine. Like it's open season right now on people using copyrighted music on the internet and that is across the board. Mm-hmm. It's across the board. It's not just Barstool specific. Obviously, like I said, Barstool Backstage wasn't bringing in the revenue to make the juice worth the squeeze. Easy cut. I understand that. But Dante's pissed because it's like, well, other people are doing it. Why not them? I don't think he was ratting on anybody. He wasn't ratting on anybody. He, like this tweet says, which will be on the graphic for the rundown today, he's trying to figure this out. I know he's trying to figure this out because I do see enough of the conversations. There's like 12 different group chats about it where he's trying to figure out an avenue where we can make music content, not get in trouble, not get the company in trouble, not get ourselves in trouble. And he is sincerely trying to find that avenue.
Yeah.
And he's trying to figure out who to speak with. It hasn't been Dave. It hasn't been Dan. It hasn't been Gaz. Like no one will give him or us just a straight answer being like, you can do this, you can do that.
Which I'm sure
you
is
can't do
frustrating
this, you can't do that.
while you're trying
of
to
course.
grow a brand.
Yes. So I understand his frustration. I do not think that he was singling anybody out or trying to like get them fired or anything like that. Like I watched the KFC clip looking at it from 30,000 feet and kind of seeing more of the behind the scenes than Kevin has. I do think Kevin, his frustration is a little misplaced.
Well, I mean, when you
instance.
have like years of things that Kevin views as like a slight or like issues, I could see that being an issue with him.
I have no idea. That's between those two.
If I was Dante, the thing that would bother me the most is what Feidelberg says, because Feidelberg never like goes at somebody like that.
What exactly did he say?
Feidelberg said something to the effect, "Oh, he's a snitch, a bitch, a loser, and a lame." Like he went off musically about the music podcast, and so Kevin going at somebody, not surprising. Like that's Kevin's MO.
Yeah,
not John's. John's
For
usually
sure.
will like chill back a little bit, but based on what Dante said there, I kind of understand where he's coming from, but. Dave, seeing like once the invoice comes in from the record company, I would punt y'all's podcast to the sun as well.
Sure, I get it. Like I fully understand it. I fully understand that.
Yeah,
but
I think it was one of those things. Bad judgment.
I'm whittling this down to what I know and what I have seen and what I have heard and what I've read. And Dante, in this exact instance, throw away his relationship with John and KFC and other people. In this exact instance, I'm pretty certain he was not throwing anybody under the bus.
If Dante,
what he said in that reply right there, I believe that fully. I completely believe it.
If Dante footed the bill for all of this, do you think it would be an issue?
I think that's a pretty high bill. I don't know if Dante can foot that.
See, that's why I got to get canceled. Like, once you've been told multiple times.
But here's the thing. Like, we were always told, hey, when you guys start selling enough ad revenue, then you'll be a part of the company.
Yeah, that's opposite, though. Selling ad revenue versus costing $100,000. Isn't that what Dave said over the course of it?
I have no idea what
Also,
the figure
I'm
is.
shocked that it didn't happen to me, because when I had the Sirius show late at night when Casey left originally, I wanted to do like Delilah After Dark. So I just would bring up old like 80s and 90s ballads, love ballads, and play that in its entirety.
That was a long time ago.
Though.
This is a brand new Barstool.
For sure.
Brand new
This
Barstool.
That was
is
like 5
all,
years ago. Yeah, 6
from
years
what I
ago.
understand, it's all social media. It has nothing to do with the podcasts or the content or anything we are putting out ourselves. And the funny thing is, a lot of the artists themselves, well, like you've seen them come in and out of here. And this is why I love interviewing musical artists, because an athlete, they're doing a podcast as a favor. You know, they're not looking to promote themselves or anything. Typically, musician, they are. It's a new album, new single, new EP, whatever, and they always give great interviews and everything. And they always literally will look you in the eye and say, because we'll have them do acoustic sets in our studio up there and be like, please post this, please post this, please post this. The artist himself who wrote, recorded, and sang the song will tell us to post shit, and then we'll get in trouble for it.
Well, I think you just got to do, like, whenever we go out, the social people, and you get a waiver, you got to have a waiver from.
Oh, like, no, that's the thing. We have been working with our behind the scenes people, getting licensing and all of that. All of that. We have been working with that. Like, I am in all those emails. I see our legal people working with different music, whatever, studios, labels, whatever, and getting the appropriate permission.
Speaking of labels, the best label in the game is from our friends at Reese's.
Great segue.
Thank you very much.
I love them.
The peanut butter cups are the perfect combo of chocolate and peanut butter. You can buy Reese's cups basically anywhere. You can feed your fandom. Their cups are perfect complement to the chaos of March. A drool-worthy combination of chocolate and peanut butter to go wild for. With its mouth-watering combination of chocolate and peanut butter, Reese's peanut butter cups are a winning part of the game day experience. Eat Reese's peanut butter cups, feed your fandom, and with summer coming up, let me tell you guys something. Go get the Tillamook ice cream, which I think is, I don't know if I'm saying that correct.
You are?
Yeah.
One of the only ones with real cream. Do your little blender about halfway, and like 2 ounces of milk. Throw in one of these bad
Just
boys.
chop that
and
up.
you got yourself a snack of cooking. An absolute snack. Let's move into some of the other topics of the day. First up, Steph Curry, which I think this highlights the who gives a shit of the internet the most. And Steph Curry, he made the insane shot this weekend, and I'm sure most of you guys saw. Like, so if you haven't seen it, and I'm sure they'll put it up on the screen as well. He made a shot from about 15, 20 feet behind.
It was in the opposite wind tunnel.
Right. It was so far. And he made it, and people went bananas because he made it. He deserves to have fake internet because people believe that is a shot that he would make consistently because he would.
But he didn't make it.
Right. But that's the reason why people believe it, because of his greatness.
Right. But could you imagine being there and like having that moment in your head thinking that you watched Steph Curry from basically the locker room throw it, and they're like, yeah, everyone erupts, and then you go the next day and check social media and find out it just tipped the edge of the net instead?
Yeah.
That would be sad.
Would you rather be in the audience for that shot that didn't actually happen or the JFK one?
JFK.
Same.
I mean, Steph Curry
shooters?
should have made that shot.
There was probably a second shooter in there.
Maybe he did.
Here's it. Now that we're in the trust tree, can I make it a mission? I thought it was a Photoshop, or like I didn't realize the video was real and that he just missed it. I thought that he made it in the video and that someone made it look like he went in. If that does that even?
I mean,
make
that
sense?
makes sense.
I don't know what you're saying there.
Photoshopping
Can you
is crazy.
can you rephrase?
AI is crazy.
I thought it was like an AI basketball that he shot,
Oh, that it was just like
and that
the whole thing was green
yes, the
screen?
entire thing was fake.
You
Yeah.
never know on the internet these days.
Yeah, I got
People get fooled a
absolutely
lot.
bamboozled a few years ago, a long time ago. So there's this video of a picnic, and there was a bird that came by, and it was like a hawk, and it swooped down by the water, picked up a snake, and flew around. And then once it got to a picnic table, dropped the snake on the people that were sitting there. They freaked out. I wrote this blog. It was long about how it's my absolute worst nightmare situation. I opened it up, and it was back when I used to check out the comment section, and it was probably 200 people just calling me an absolute idiot. And then I looked at it with a finer tooth comb. I was like, let me see here. Oh, I am dumb.
Yeah.
Like, you could get caught on the internet.
You can get duped.
Yeah.
You can get duped every time.
I hate the people that call you out for getting duped too, because everybody's gotten duped.
That's exactly right. That happened with Nicky Smokes this weekend too, when he texted Tate and was like, check out these shoes I got from someone, some WNBA superstar.
And he was like,
and Tate was like, swear? He was like, yeah, dude, swear. And then he was like, look at this idiot belief. Well, of course, you told him. Why would you text somebody out of the blue and then be like, this is fake?
My favorite dupes right now are when you go back and get on your Facebook and all like the super boomers are like sharing photos of these like fake plants and like, oh, look how large this fish is. And it's like, you can clearly, or like a woman like doing her garden and it's like a hose is coming out of her arm, but they're like, wow, this garden is just gorgeous. I'm like, Mimi, that's not a real garden.
It's not, Mimi. It's not.
Never will be.
All. What is real is the deliciousness of Stella Blue coffee.
Oh,
that is true. I've had about 12 gallons
Butter
this morning.
cookie is my absolute favorite.
Yeah?
It smells and tastes amazing. Don't even need sugar or cream, nothing.
Nope. That's one of my biggest perks of working here is every morning get some Stella Blue. Because at Stella Blue Coffee, we believe good coffee is one of life's non-negotiables. It's time to stop drinking those boring big cups and turn to Stella Blue. Stella Blue's coffee is delicious roast are available in cold brew, K-cups, ground, and whole bean formats to seamlessly fit into your morning coffee routine. The best part is a portion of proceeds from every purchase benefits Paul Chicago, which finds more homes for 5,000 pets that are cats and dogs every single year, and it's home to the nation's largest medical hospital for homeless pets. I didn't know that.
I learned that whenever we went and did a visit there. And shout out to Zoopy. He actually adopted one of the dogs that was at the
Which one?
Moss, one of the pit bulls we got to play with.
One of
the little baby one. So yeah,
yeah,
Mossy boy,
the little staffy babies.
Mossy
Were you there
boy.
that morning?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I had to lay on the ground and got some good kisses from him.
He's here and he's growing like a weed. And so shout out Stella Blue and Paws and everyone that goes and saves an animal. Hopefully you're saving them and not treating them like an asshole.
I want to go and start working with some of their aggressive ones.
You should. I think that would be great content too.
Yeah. To get 50% off your next order, get involved with Mug Mania by going to StellaBlueCoffee.com and placing your vote for Stella Blue's Coffee's next best-selling mug design. Stella Blue Coffee, great purpose and a better coffee. All right, what do we got next? Oh, fuck me. It's Snow White. Snow White isn't white, and people lost their minds about it, and now apparently the movie's bad too. I feel like if you have some of that type of controversy, it better be sick. It better be a great movie like Wicked. Wicked was unbelievable.
Haven't seen
I've heard it. I've heard both the play and the movie.
I would like just to sing that soundtrack.
All I know is is that right? Popular.
Mm-hmm.
I don't gotta be careful.
Don't
want any music rights violations here. Take the whole rundown down.
That's exactly right. But apparently the movie did absolute shit with bringing in only $34 million.
$43 million.
$43 million.
I did not. I did not see it.
What do you think?
That would be amazing. If White Sox Dave was one of the 8 people in the country to go check it out.
43 million, still a lot of tickets sold.
Is
That's
it though?
like,
I mean,
it's not, but
not
what kind of asshole would want to go see? The people that spent the money to go see this are checking it out to see how bad it actually is.
Haters.
Right, if she's not white, what is she? I'm very confused. She looks white-ish.
I think she's Hispanic. Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's fine. I guess. I mean, if you're a good actress,
who
you're a good actress.
gives a shit?
I don't understand why people care. I don't get why if somebody remakes a movie, it's a big deal.
It'd be one thing if they were trying to shoehorn Denzel Washington into an Abraham Lincoln biopic or something.
I was just thinking,
you know, who cares? It's a fucking Disney princess.
Nobody cares when Jesus was white.
But if there was a live action Pocahontas,
that's wrong too.
I would want Pocahontas to be of native descent. Are we all in agreement of that?
Or
Yes.
Little Mermaid.
Yes.
And then there's
Totally.
Mulan.
Yeah.
Again, one
Right.
that I think should be historically accurate.
Moana.
But Snow White, no one has a brigade of 7 dwarfs.
Yeah.
At least I don't know of anyone that ever had
What
that.
are they named? Like grumpy and
Sleepy, happy,
sleazy
grumpy,
and slutty. and-
Yeah, slutty,
yeah.
slutty dwarf.
Yeah.
Sneezy,
Yeah. Anal
dopey,
lover.
happy. This one doesn't really. I'm not gonna like go down with Snow White not being white just because her last name is White.
If the movie sucks, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Say the movie sucks, but who gives a shit? Yeah.
Or Tiana, if Princess Tiana from the Princess and the Frog.
yeah.
If she was white, I might have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But this one doesn't bother me.
No, I don't care about Snow White
I
either.
probably will never also watch the movie unless my daughter asks me, which she probably won't.
No, I don't
think she'll be interested.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it
The
will be
original's
either.
great.
The original is great.
All right, what's next? What do we got next here?
Dan Hurley, maybe?
Oh,
Is that what I saw
probably, yeah,
next?
Dan.
I do
Hurley.
got a quick comment on that one, actually. So Dan Hurley, as most people know, went fucking kind of bananas towards Baylor about the refs.
Right.
I don't know, but that's not bananas on the Dan Hurley scale. Of
That's
bananas.
also true. That's also true.
Also, he didn't get fucked. Just gonna throw it out there.
I don't think he really
didn't get fucked.
That
That's
that
kind
was
of him
one of my
being a
points.
Mm-hmm.
That was him kind of being a bitch. I fucking
Don't be a sore loser. I understand UConn's great, but don't.
referees fuck teams.
That's what that's their job.
It's their job.
Yeah.
They fuck teams. Play better.
Yeah,
Like,
and I mean they didn't.
They lost by 2,
You
right?
got a couple
Yeah.
breaks. If you win a national
If you-
championship in basketball, you won. You got a couple breaks. They
Don't
won
be
2 in a row.
don't
They
be
got-
Dan Hurley bitching at the refs. If
Drag
you're
his
some
ass,
if you're
Meg.
some just shit guy that no one really knows, yeah, go ahead, have your shining moment. But Dan Hurley did not need to make it about himself and UConn and the refs. It was about Florida winning that game, not the refs fucking UConn.
But
I'd
it's got to
agree.
be hard for Dan Hurley to realize that for the last 2 years, when the season was over, he got filleted like no one else has gotten filleted in college basketball in a long, long time. So going from that to realizing that little suck fest is going to be over has got to be mentally draining too. Because
Yeah.
now people are questioning, did you do a good job? Did you get the right players in? And you're bitching about something else. Not a great look.
One other thing, the SID, like we all know how fast the internet moves here.
What the fuck does the SID mean anyway? What is that?
Sports information director. He's
Oh, get
like
outta
they kind of like are in charge of the social media and like they're underneath the AD.
Like Gaz for us.
Kind of a little bit in a
Okay.
way.
They do everything for the team. So they do like all of the PR for the team.
Okay.
They handle
Yeah.
media requests.
Oh, that's a big job then.
Yeah, no, for a Big Ten school like P5 school, it's a big job.
That's a big job.
But like Dan Hurley's your coach. He flips out all the time. What the hell are you? This is the story now that the SIDs like nobody would have remembered this 2
No.
days from now or the
No.
the second Sweet 16 tips.
I didn't even remember it because I wasn't paying attention.
So what
to
the hell?
UConn.
Like,
I was paying attention to
just
Florida.
let the internet do its thing. Someone will be pissed off at something else in a day or two, and nobody will remember that Dan Hurley was pissed off at the refs and yelling at Baylor. Not at Baylor, but like
Just being
Yeah.
like, I hope they don't fuck you like they fucked us.
Yeah.
And then he doubled down and said it again. It's like, dude, just shut up and go take your L. It's okay. You'll be back next year. Just trust me, Hurley. You're gonna be okay.
All right, anything for the after show? I am personally excited today to try some of that lamb.
Yeah, I'm excited about.
Well,
the,
we're not allowed to,
the
apparently.
Wum lamb. I think there's gonna be enough. I mean,
so
much- how-
Chief said it well. He what's the guy from Hagrid?
Yeah.
White Boy Rick is basically Hagrid. He's a massive
he's
individual.
massive. Yeah,
He needs more hair.
yeah. Let's.
I think he could get 5 pounds down, and I think it's going to be
let's
about
set an-
25 pounds.
Let's
of
set
meat.
an over under on how much, or let's just guess how many pounds total we think White Boy Rick's gonna eat.
I'm
guessing
more than-
12 pounds. I know that's
How
a lot.
long does he have to eat it though?
I think the entire yak. So 2 hours.
There's zero chance, that he gets over 5 in 2 hours.
What do you think? He's a huge man.
I would have said about 5 too. I mean,
5
that's just
pounds
so
is
much.
Think of a 1 pound burger.
But
or
he
even
has-
a half-pound burger.
He has
Yeah.
said that
half-pound burgers.
he's been preparing, so he's been like fasting, eating, like
That's
trying
not
to stretch
that's
his.
the mistake.
bad.
No, but I
Yeah.
think he's trying to. He's
That
like
shrinks
did
your
the,
stomach.
I think he did the Kadek eating lettuce to expand his.
That's what you're
stomach.
supposed to do. So I remember seeing it was a documentary on Kobayashi.
Yeah, how he would eat lettuce before.
No, rice. And
Oh, rice?
It was a couple
'Cause it
days
swells,
before
yeah.
Okay,
because
that
it
makes
expands in your
sense.
stomach when it gets liquid. And when I tell you a mountain of rice, it was a mountain of rice that he ate. It was only
Was it cooked?
It was steaming.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That would
it wasn't
be
just-
great.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because people can die if they eat too much uncooked rice, right?
Well, it was cooked rice. He's Japanese. He knows how to handle rice.
If you're eating so much rice, like hard rice, I feel like you deserve whatever comes your way.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I was just assuming that it could have been just a mountain of just dry ass rice crunching on it.
Either way, I think we need to have a tradition here that if you do one of these eating challenges, you have to put the post picture on
The belly?
internet. Because Tate sent me it from the green donuts. Absolutely just incredible artwork that happened in that toilet.
Ugh.
It was just,
That.
yeah,
Oh.
it looked like
Gross.
abstract art almost.
Like a Jackson Pollock.
I need to see, we need to have, and I told Joey Chestnut when he was in the office, I was like, why don't you have on like an OnlyFans,
Just to show you?
like a live stream of your toilet the next day. The sounds that would come out of there would be ungodly.
How do you shit after eating 70 hot dogs?
You don't.
A lot. I think you just kind of get forceps and open up your butthole and just let it happen.
That's got to be like
You
a
have to have a-
plumbing danger.
I have comfortable ass toilet seat. Remember,
Oh,
remember
bidet's a must.
Y'all remember the foam toilet seats
Oh,
growing
yeah.
up?
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel like they make those anymore. I think it
No,
might have been
they
like
don't.
like a sanitation hazard, probably.
Had to, or even worse, whenever you had carpet around your toilet and on.
What kind of lunatics did that?
on
The
rim.
70s?
Everyone, your grandparents,
Everyone
my
that- everyone
grandparents.
that
My
was on a lot of
grandparents never. They always
drugs.
had tile.
Oh,
And they've
no.
lived in the house they live in for like 50 years.
Not mine.
The carpet and the carpet in the bathroom is just a bad idea in general.
Yeah.
Awful idea.
Yeah.
Get moldy and
Yeah. All right. Glad we ended
that's the
there.
show.
Everybody, thanks for tuning
We were
in.
talking one quick thing. We were talking about rice a minute ago. Have you ever seen the
Yeah,
show
I'm glad we're
Trigger
circling back to
Happy
that.
TV?
For what?
I have not seen it.
Trigger Happy TV.
No.
All right. Put a pin on that. We're going to talk about that later. It's your kind of show, chaps.
Hell yeah. All right.
All right.
We'll see you guys tomorrow on the rundown. Thanks.